CBC is warming up for the new fall season. But why wait when we have a great lineup that's sure to make you take notice?
We're going on a big boat.
I want the ship to perform to its potential.
This cannot have happened. Cola's destiny is to inherit the earth.
The Zapatistas are going to the heart of Mexico.
The entertainment continues with dazzling new programs. Great September specials on CBC.
Tonight, Royal Lovers. This hour, Father Ted, Royal Canadian Air Force, and comics on CBC.
A new generation in mobile communications. Fido is proud sponsor of this sports report.
Welcome back. Now, say this for the Jays, they are not going down without swinging. Toronto raising its team batting average to 10th spot in the American League. Tonight, they'll try to pick their spots against the Royals.
Well, you know, the guys really have been working hard, and I will say the game that they had the 7 home runs and Seattle, ball really carries well, but you still have to really hit the ball well in order for it to get out. And it was just one of those games. I mean, the day before we had 6 home runs hit against us, and I thought we still had the opportunity to come back and win that ball game.
Guys has been getting real hot. Jose Cruz has been scorching, and Carlos is right with him. I think it's just contagious. Once guys get hot and get going, it's a lot easier to hit when you got guys on base, stealing bases, hitting home runs. It puts the pressure on the pitcher.
A little bit of luck and just constant work. I've been keeping my mechanics sharp with Sarge every day, just working on little things. And fortunately for me, every day something happens where I can get a hit.
Jose's a little bit more relaxed. He's now not swinging at so many bad pitches, and that off-speed pitch now, he's making contact or even fouling it off, whereas before he was actually missing it. So again, with his concentration the way it is, and being able to hit and get some base hits has made him really come alive with the bat.
In Toronto with Pat Henkin on the mound tonight in the first of 4 against Kansas City. The Royals on a 4-game winning streak to match their season high. Now, it seems there may be more than just special sauce in Big Mac. Mark McGuire, the man who would be home run king, has admitted he takes muscle-building pills. Today, the Cards came to the defense of their slugger, saying the drug is not a steroid. The team adding it doesn't object to McGuire using it. Mind you, androstenedione is banned by the NFL and the Olympics. As for McGuire's assault on the record held by Roger Maris, McGuire is holding at 53, 8 short of the all-time mark after sitting out today's game in Pittsburgh. Now, from the major leagues to a golf major, one you've likely never heard of, where competition and kinship go hand in hand. Golf brought Sonny Ackerman all the way from Suwanee, Georgia, but it's a freak accident a decade and a half ago that allows him to play in this tournament.
I fell off a 5-foot step ladder in my backyard and broke it. I went to the hospital and they operated on me and I got staph infection. And I fought it for 5 years trying to save it, and I couldn't save it, and then we took it off.
The 3-time senior champion somehow turned his loss of limb into a golf gain.
I played better golf today than I did before I lost my leg. I was a 10 handicap before I lost my leg, and I learned a lot of things. I had to slow down my swing, and I had to adjust a lot of things. Couldn't swing as hard, and it has improved my game tremendously.
Ackerman is one of 81 golfers taking part in the Canadian Amputee Open at the Kawartha Golf and Country Club in Peterborough.
It's altogether different than playing with regular guys. When you get in with the amps, it's just a different type of atmosphere altogether. We're all in the same boat, and we enjoy each other's company, and we razz them. We razz the guys about this and that, and about having one arm or one leg or something. It's just a ball.
We're all like good friends, you know. We all have some kind of bond together. Even if you just met somebody the first day, by the 3rd day, you're like, you know, I can't wait to see you again. The Canadian Open is one of 4 amputee majors in the world, attracting the very best amputee golfers from Australia, Europe, and across North America.
We've got people that are you know, single-digit handicaps, 2, 3, 4 handicappers. I play off about a 7, and not today, but you've got a lot of very good golf in here. And people with able-bodied people would just kill to have a, handicaps of what some of these people have.
With the modern things that we have today, the modern prosthetic devices, we can almost do anything we want. It's like I said, it's almost as good as the one the good Lord gave me to begin with, but it's the kind of thing that puts us back in the mainstream of life where we can do anything we want to do. We can compete with able bodies with no problem.
After the final hole of the third and final day, the scorecard says a lot, but the emotion says even more.
There's nothing that thrills me more than to play golf with able-bodied, so to speak. We call them TABs, temporary able-bodies. And me wear long breeches, and then when it's over, they find out they got beat by a one-legged man. I mean, that really makes you feel good.
Now, Nick Kypreos of the Leafs has called it quits before his brain called it quits on him. Kypreos, who survived nearly 500 games in the NHL, just about didn't survive this last punch. Kypreos suffered a serious concussion and cut after being KO'd in a preseason game last year against the Rangers. Ironically, Kypreos won a cup with New York in '94. He will move on to become a hockey analyst. And that's it in sports tonight.
John Northcott is off on an assignment somewhere. Mike Wise is here with entertainment. And Mike, tonight, words of wisdom from the sidewalk philosopher.
That's right. Yeah, we're sort of pinch hitting for John tonight. Got a story tonight about a guy whose work you really have to be careful around. Careful not to step all over it. His name is Victor Fraser. He makes his living on the street as a sidewalk artist and a bit of a philosopher. As you said, John Northcott has that story.
I like to be a positive influence to my environment, and I like to take responsibility for my area. Okay, stage 2, starting the design. I don't know how to describe it. I'm down here, it's lovely, hot, but lovely. I'm pretty much a performing artist. And the best thing about it is the mistakes are always corrected by one thing. The rain. Mother Nature, she's a great boss.
Victor Fraser's been a fixture on the wider sidewalks of Toronto for several years now. He puts up with tiny chunks of glass, fingers rubbed raw, and toughening knees. But he loves it.
I love the different opinions. I love the kids. Just to see their eyes light up, and it's wild. Just like that. They just come and hang out.
Victor's freehand sidewalk drawings are works of art, so much so that when he's not getting pitched coins by passers-by, he's being paid by corporations to draw company logos or other advertising on the street.
I couldn't afford to do half the stuff I do if it wasn't for the commercial stuff that I seem to be getting constantly now.
Creating art in the public thoroughfare isn't without problems, however.
When people walk through it and tell you, but it's the sidewalk, it's meant for walking on, you have to say, you know what, you're right. As ignorant as you are, you're right. Victor, how you doing, man? Nice to meet you.
Clearly, public relations is a big part of his job. In fact, Fraser sees himself as a bit of a ground-level ambassador for the city.
Hello, how you doing? Not bad, Colissimo. Tourists will come up to me and ask me where something is before they will stop and ask somebody else. And just, tell me how much they enjoy seeing stuff like this in Toronto.
Of course, that report from John Northcott, who will be back here tomorrow night. As you said, he was on assignment today. Of course, I've got the late show, the late night news entertainment newscast tonight at 11:30.
Short and sweet.
Thank you, Mike. Tonight. Thank you.
Okay. And still to come on the CBC Evening News.
It's really nice having somebody pamper you. It's like being queen for a few minutes.
Life on the mean streets of East Vancouver, and the woman who gives a little TLC to women who have never had any. That's coming up.
Any schools around here, son?
Yeah, they got a school just 2 blocks down.
Here it is.
What do you think, Dad?
This is fantastic.
Wait to see the backyard. There's a ravine.
It's a deck, hot tub.
Come on.
You guys are going to be really happy here.
Mom, Dad, this isn't our house.
What do you mean?
We bought it for you.
for us?
Just imagine.
The Bell Canadian Open. There's nothing like being there.
Hey, you guys, get back to school. Get into what's new, what's blue, what's you. Hey, get this. You can win Levi's jeans to dress your school. You can win jockey underwear to dress your school. You can win the full superstar treatment. You and 3 friends could get to see Loving in concert, courtesy of Sears. So get dressed and get back to school.
My dad joined the Air Force when he was 18. He was a sergeant. He worked on Spitfires and other planes.
After the war, the young family of George and Effie Nicholson found it hard to make a go of it. They dreamed of a place where they could ensure opportunities for their daughters. They received a letter from a family they knew.
He wrote to us periodically and said what a wonderful country Canada was and how it was so filled with opportunities.
Today, one of those daughters, Anne Sira, a senior executive with CIBC, is making even more dreams come true.
I was given the most extraordinary opportunity to set up the Canadian Youth Business Foundation, an organization that helps young unemployed youth who have a business idea to create their own employment. I think the future of Canada is in great hands.
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
Sounds like fun. An amazing sound effects game from CBC for kids. It's off the wall and ridiculously fun. Get it online. It's clever.
This is neat.
It's crazy.
Sounds like fun.
It's out there.
If you're working the streets, it doesn't take much to make a wish come true. It might just be a warm meal or a place to sleep, or even just a little compassion and understanding. Tonight, Lionel Goddard takes us to Vancouver's east side, where we'll meet a person who grants wishes.